What's going on, guys? This is day 6, 21 days of Black Ops. Today I'm bringing you Domination game on launch. I'm going to start switching things up here now that I've had time to play the game, learn some things. I'm going to start sharing the tips and tricks that I've learned. So what we're going to look at first on this game is the position of the 3 flag points. Now A and C are pretty much symmetrical from each other. This entire map forms a triangle, and it's a little different than some of the other maps where the flags would form a straight line where you would constantly be meeting at B. This one you can hold A and C, you can hold A and B, you can hold B and C, you can hold any combination of the flags, and you have just as good a chance of holding them just with the general flag placement. But the fact of the matter is there's going to be 2 areas where all the fights are going to be breaking out, and the first one is down here in this launch bay by the B flag. It's going to be a constant struggle between the two teams because more often than not you're going to control the A flag while they control the C flag, or vice versa, and you're going to be constantly fighting over the B flag. If you can get your team to break that habit and try and hold A and C and let them have B, then you can divide your forces, because as they come up through the 2 different sides, they're probably going to go separate ways, and then that way it's easier to handle. But getting back to what I was saying, you're going to fight down in that launch bay, and you're going to fight on the rail tracks between flags A and C. So just get ready for that. There's 2 really good positions up on the top by A and C, where you climb a little ladder and there's a flat surface there, and those give you really good vantage points. As for a loadout for this sort of map with this game type, I'm running Ghost with Hardened and Tactical Mask. I was just trying to get some of the pro perks, but I would recommend running Tactical Mask because I would recommend running Nova Gas. I think that's going to be something that pops up a lot more in Domination and other objective games where you need to go to a certain point, like Demolition or like I said, Domination. Nova Gas is great if you're trying to cap the B flag and you throw your Nova Gas on the B flag or just past it to where the enemy is going to be coming from. That can hold them off for the crucial 2 or 3 seconds that you need to just get that flag cap, and then you can fall back and sort of defend it naturally. Same thing with the other perk that I would recommend you run is Flak Jacket. It protects you from all the nades that are going to be going in and out in Domination. Everybody knows what you do when you're spawning. If somebody's taking a flag that you need to hold, you throw a grenade in there right away. So definitely, I mean, Ghost isn't necessarily as important. I was just using it because it was on the class that I had ready. I didn't think ahead. And I haven't really used Flak Jacket that much. Another perk that you could use if you have it is Warlord Pro. I know it gives you an extra Nova Gas, and it gives you an extra lethal grenade. So you could have, 2 frag grenades and 2 Nova Gases. That could go a long way to capping or defending flags. As far as equipment goes, you can see there I'm using the jammer. I sort of like that in any objective game where defense is involved, which is pretty common in objective games. I like to place it down close to the area where the enemy has to come. I know when I'm walking towards an objective and then my UAV starts to scramble up a little bit, I become more cautious and a little bit more hesitant to head into that fog of war, if you will. You see there, I just got my first revival ever. That guy must have Last Stand Pro because it told me to revive him. This is the other place where I just died there. That's the other place that I was talking about where you're going to have the majority of your battles. And it's all about positioning in this map. It's all about trying to outthink your opponents and trying to go to the flag that they're not pushing too hard at. Like right now, like this entire game, my job was to hit up B and defend B, and that's what I do almost all game. But what we should realize is they're fighting for B just as hard. If you look at the UAV right now, there's 3 of them floating around B. So what we do is we zoom over and we take A. Now we're holding an AC flag capture, and their positions have to come up from both sides of B. And chances are, unless you're playing against an organized team, they're not going to be communicating well enough to organize an assault on one flag. So it might be a little bit easier to defend against 2 or 3 opponents coming to each flag than it would be 5 opponents going just to the C flag. And the tough part about it is the spawns. They flip around. It's domination, but with this triangular shaped map, it doesn't necessarily play into a spawn trap very well because there's always 2 ways out of it.
We lost A.
What I was just saying before about them not having an organized team, that's the other thing, is if you're playing with teammates, this is just a general domination tip. All it takes is one person to run into one enemy person to run into your flag cap zone for it to for the announcer to say, "Oh, we're losing C." So you guys your teammates need to get into the habit of saying C is clear or something like that, because sometimes the announcer gets a little behind himself and ends up saying, we're losing C, maybe 5 seconds after the guy that was on C has already been killed. So just organize yourself with your team, explain it to each other, say C is clear, because you don't want to, the last thing you want to do is pull away from maybe the B flag to rush up and save C when you don't need to. The next thing we're going to look at is the little bit of map interaction that you have going on here, and it's obviously the giant, spaceship rocket taking off, and that causes a good 5 second, dead zone in the B flag. It's great to have if you're defending. It can sort of give you a few seconds to set up shop, but it also gives the enemy team a few seconds to sort of organize themselves and decide how they best want to attack B once the rocket ship clears out. So if you look at the UAV right now, we're going to make the same mistake that the enemy team made before. We got 4 guys down defending B. I'm out in the middle and nobody's watching C, so that gets taken almost immediately. I think we're able to recover kind of quickly and take A back and push them into the C spawn. But it's all about awareness, and you got to have communication with your teammates. You got to let each other know what you're doing, and if you can get into a situation like this, you see there I'm putting the jammer down, where you can actually we're dominating them, which is a total mistake. It's something you never want to do, because then you never know where they're going to come out of. Even though I said the spawn traps don't necessarily work, it helps to predict where they're coming from if they own one flag. And then look what happens. We lose A and C at the same time because we're all over the place and they're all over the place. And all it takes is a couple gunfights to be lost, and then all of a sudden we're close to being dominated. So I take back C. I'm going to end up eating a grenade pretty soon or getting shot in the back. Yeah, one more guy. I think they were spawning behind me for some reason. I don't know. But get back to the grind. You notice B is being overwhelmed, so I head straight over there. And I still can't get over how quickly people have abandoned the UAV. Oh, hang on. We're going to go back and look at that again. This is why I still use the frag grenade instead of the Semtex, because I get this one little bounce that puts this closer to the B flag. There was actually like 5 or 6 of them down there. I think there was 5 of them down capping the flag. I don't defend it, and I think I run in here in a second and get killed anyway, but it's all good. So you can tell from the score, 142 to 136, that this has been a hard-fought game so far, and it actually ends pretty close score. So, to avoid a situation like this, it would be better to play domination more and especially learn the habits of everybody. That's one of the big things, is going up top instead of continuing to come in through the bottom. If you go up top, you have 2 different ways down. You can jump down that quick little path like that guy just tried to do, or you can come down the stairs and come in there from their side. That'll go a long way to keeping them guessing as to where you're coming from. as far as A and C go, it's a very straightforward battle. There is this middle path. There's a couple ways to get flanked, so you have to be sort of prepared. It's something maybe a motion sensor could help combat. But other than that, you know, it's just general awareness. And, I mean, it's Domination. Everyone knows how to play it. So, you see, this was the other path that I was telling you about. You can come down these stairs. Everybody knows about this. And you can actually overlook their approach. And I think I failed pretty hard right here. I don't get the knife. Oh, actually I get the kills. All right. And then I kill this guy. I remember thinking I was going to fail right there, which I would have been really embarrassed, because it might have made this game unpostable, if you will. And look at that. How long has it been since you guys have been killed by a noob tube? I'm actually loving the game and the fact of deaths don't necessarily feel cheap anymore. There is still issues with the frame rate and the lag, but it's not something that is really going to keep me from playing, and I honestly think they're going to fix it very soon. But not having any underlying problems like noob tubes, and even the kill streak system seems to be working perfectly. Everyone was making a big deal before the game came out that, you know, getting 7, 8, 9, 10 kills with nothing but your gun was going to be a hell of a lot harder than it was in Modern Warfare 2, which it seems to be, but I mean, you know, better players are still going to get those kill streaks, and I like to consider myself a slightly above average player. So, you know, getting the kill streaks, you know, they feel earned, and you know, the system is working. It feels great not to you know, be double killed by a predator and have that roll right into someone having Harriers up. But anyway, this has been day 6, 21 days of Black Ops. If you guys are still watching, I would really appreciate a thumbs up. It helps us out. You know, tell your friends to subscribe. If for some reason you're watching this and you're not subscribed and you enjoyed the video, do us a favor and hit that button. Subscribe to us. We got a lot more coming, and the more we learn about the game, the more we're going to share. So I'll catch you guys tomorrow. Peace.